What is up, responsible day traders? Today is Monday, October 4th, 2021. Is it the 4th? Yes. I am Lindsay Duff, and this is Responsible Day Trading. So, I've got no water today. I woke up yesterday and there was water all in my laundry room, and I was wondering why. My water bill was a lot higher than it typically was, and there's definitely a leak. So we had to shut off the water because it was getting a little out of control. That means I got some crazy hair today. I have not been able to shower, and so I got the funk today, but that's okay. So hopefully they'll be out here a little bit later today and get that fixed for us. So a few things, guys. We do have a 30% discount for You Profit Trader. It's down below. That is Oktoberfest with a K. Also are kicking off our scholarship program this month. So we're going to take on 2 scholarship students. Those students will be selected by October 28th. There's going to be some steps to go through if you want to join that. And that will be out within the next couple of days. And we also are going to have a tax class again. So if you miss the last tax class and you want to ask questions, it's going to be on the 12th. I did have it scheduled on the 13th, but I leave for Mexico on that day. So it's going to be on the 12th. And it will be covering all questions you have about taxes and things like that. And then you'll be able to set up a 20-minute consultation with Jay if you want to after that. All right, let's go ahead, check out this market. Okay, so today we don't have anything. Tomorrow, 9 a.m., we've got a little bit of news. So a little bit after market opens. Wednesday, pre-market, got crude inventories, a little after market opens, about an hour after. Thursday and Friday, it's only pre-market. Guys, if you want to look at some higher impact news, you can just come here to the filter. You can change what country you want. If you want a different time, categories, and here are the impacts. I only use the high impact news, but you can always apply that and change it up the way that you want it to be. And if you're looking for news, you just come to responsibledaytrading.com, calendar and market news, and go to the market news tab. So let's go ahead and check out this market together. I actually did look at it already. I made a whole video already, but realized my microphone wasn't working. So here we are again. All right. So we did come down to this area before. MACDs turned white, popped back up, came back down again. Now, here's a really interesting look. Are we going to see this continue down? We knew right here it was going to continue down because this was all that happened in the MACDs. It was a very, very weak move up with a nice big pop to the upside, which said, forget about it, we're not continuing up. Now we've come down here, created another reversal bar, and these MACDs are still outside of the Bollinger Band. Now, do they have strength right now? Not really. This BB had the strength between it. When you've got those distance between the BBs, now we are pulling away from the Bollinger Bands, which says snapback potential. So this BB could easily snap back now that it's weakened, but I'm going to be really watching if this BB is going to keep rolling down, make some separation like it's trying to do right now. You can see it's trying to make that bit of separation between that BB and the previous BB, which would say that it's picking up the strength back to the downside. So we may see this price bar come back down to this area. Now, we pulled right back down to the EMA. We do have a little bit of distance to run to that area that just held for so long. Now, let's talk a little bit about what it looks like to break through the Bollinger Band and expect more in that direction, or break through the EMAs and the Bollinger Band. Now, here we saw it break through, gave a little bit of a pullback, and boom, pushed to the downside. Now, when it did that, it created a strong strong V pivot that pushed this back up through the EMAs and the top Bollinger Bands and back through to the upside. Now, when we're anticipating it to continue down, it's going to look more something like this. It pulls away from both the price and the MACDs, and I'll show you what I mean. We pulled away both from the EMAs, and we pulled away from the zero line. We pulled back into it, and at that time, we're still below the zero line here. We're going to anticipate it to push down, which it did. It then created divergence between these two pivots, which said, hey, we're going to pop back up Boom, it did, but we stayed below the zero line, we stayed within the EMAs, and bam, it pushed back down. Now it gave us those white BBs whenever it pushed back down right in here, and you can see what I mean by the snapback. Pull away from the Bollinger Bands and boom, snap back in. So that is something that we could be anticipating. Excuse all, oh no, all my primal drawings, it's okay. I just need to put that one EMA back on. It's not a big deal. So I'll put that back on a little bit later. But actually, I'll do that right now. Dot. Okay. There we go. And we're back. Took just a minute to put those back on. I may need to take them down to a 1 instead of a 2, but that's okay. So what we're anticipating here, especially with the way that this MACD is behaving, if it continues to pull away, I'm going to anticipate this bar to continue down for today. If it starts to snap back in and come up, which we may not see that snap back in and come up until the next day, right? Because this is that gentle giant. It takes a little bit longer to turn. So let's go ahead to the next chart. We're going to go ahead and look at that 28,657. Okay, so we have a little bit of a mixed bag on the 28,657. We've gotten back above the EMAs and we've gotten back above the zero line. Now we pulled away. We haven't quite pulled back above it. Now, what we may see is something a little similar to the way this looks, where it pulled down to the zero line, came back up, weak MACDs to the upside, created some divergence, and pushed it to the downside. But this was also a different scenario. The EMAs were opening up to the upside. These EMAs are still opened up to the downside. So it has a little bit more of a potential to go down with the EMA still opened up and all that jazz, but we had gotten back above the zero line, so we technically changed the direction up with the price and the MACDs. So that's why I say it's a little bit of a mixed bag. We've got the price below the EMAs, with the EMAs open to the upside and the MACDs still trying to point to the downside, but we have the MACDs still up, which says up, price down, which says down. So yeah, we really kind of want to wait for this to work itself out. It is only 6:58 in the morning, which means we have an hour and a half till the market opens. Let's go to our current market. Now, something I want to talk about here just for a moment is we can see the way this is really wishy-washy in the price. Now, it does have some nice strong moves, but we're kind of stuck between this area. So if it ever gets into where it's really small spaces and small moves, you probably want to ditch your bigger tick charts and do something along the lines of pulling in these in a way to where you're getting down to the smaller tick charts. Now, having a 55 means it's going to move a lot faster, so you do have to be a little bit quicker on the draw, and you're going to exit your targets a little bit quicker because the targets are going to be based off your 233, and so you'll need to get out of them just a little bit faster. Now, let's say you're having big swings. You may do something like get rid of the 233 in total, make the 1597 your smaller tick chart, and pull in something like the 4181 as your trading chart. Now, this may mean that you're going to have bigger targets, but it also may mean that you need some bigger risk as well. Because remember, when we increase how big of a space that we're looking for, we're going to increase the target size, which when you increase that target size, you may need to increase that risk size as well. So let me go ahead and pull these back to where they belong. Where's my 233? There you are, sir. Come on in. So just something to think about. If we're looking at smaller moves, we can move down to smaller tick charts. If we're looking at bigger moves, we can move up to bigger tick charts. Heck, if you wanted to, you could have the 1597 here, the 10946 here, and the 28657 right there. But it's really going to be up to you if you want to use those much bigger targets and stops, right? That's a little bit big for me, but hey, that may not be for you. All right. So we're looking at the current market. The current market is moving like molasses, which is okay. Like I said, we got an hour and a half until the market opens. We had pulled away from these areas, which was telling us a little bit more down. We can see the MACDs aren't pushing through, so it's trying to pull this back up to the upside. You can see the 233 making a run for it, picking up the strength and moving to the upside. We're going to have to really see these MACDs follow through here and push up as well if we anticipate this to continue up. This one looked like it was struggling just a little bit, pulled down to that bottom Bollinger Band and didn't push through. It's really watching what that next one does. There's still 3,000 ticks. So basically, long story short is it is still up on my 10,946. It's trying to push it to the downside. It's making the attempt to shift it down. It had already shifted down on the 1597 and the 233, and it looks like it's attempting to move it back up. So whenever that kind of thing happens, if I try and just pick one that I want to go with, I'm going to get run over. So I just sit back, let it do its thing, and then wait for it all to make sense together, and that's when I start to trade. So when I say all make sense together, I want everything kind of in tune. I want to see that it's telling me more up. Even if it is shifted to the downside, what is it telling me that it's going to move in that direction? Do I have some strong divergences? Do I have some strong moves on my other tick charts that say, you can forget about this move in the original direction, we're making a change. So guys, don't forget to use that discount for you profit trader. And don't forget that if you want to sign up for the scholarship, we're going to see some information coming out very, very soon about that. One way to guarantee that you're going to get that information is to make sure that you're on our email list. So sign up for the newsletter, and you'll also want to sign up for the user guide, which will be part of being in that scholarship, just having that user guide at hand. So okay, guys, a little bit longer than normal today. I don't know what time we're going to get this out, but I'm going to try right now. So I hope that everybody has a wonderful week. We have a short week of school this week. So Thursday and Friday and Monday, my kids have off. Not sure why. And next week, I am leaving for Mexico for 5 days. So I'll be gone for just a little bit next week. We are doing that tax webinar the day before I leave for Mexico. So if you are interested in knowing more about taxes, show up for that, guys. It's going to be on the 12th, and we're just going to chit chat a little bit about how to start your day trading as a business, the benefits that come with it, and who you can talk to help get that set up for you. So, all right, guys, I hope everybody has a wonderful week. And as always, you know that I look forward to catching you on the profitable side.